Hey, good morning, everybody, and goodbye, Carlos. Have a great day. I am here to help you analyze the market and break it down. Let's go back to yesterday. Oh, there's my pretty face. And yes, we're going back to Discord because at 10:45 in the morning, the SPY was at 408.30. I either thought bull case scenario, which I told you on YouTube, we're going back up to the 412 range. I thought 411.88, or we're going to head back to 406. So let's just talk about quickly why I'm here and what the market's been doing the past couple of days, okay? Understand we had a bad day a few days ago, and I said I thought the market was going to rebound on Wednesday. I thought we were going to see what we saw yesterday on Wednesday, but we didn't again. On Wednesday, I thought we were going to range trade on Wednesday. I got into those calls, right? 406 to 408, 406 to 408. We went down to 404. What happened yesterday? We opened at 407. What was likely to happen? Trading between 406 and 408. The fact that the bull case scenario took over and earnings beat, yes. And we'll get into the earnings talk shortly. If you have any questions, just put them on the side. But the whole point is, SPY went up, market went to what, 412 and change. Understand, a week ago, what were we rejecting for the longest time? 412 and a half. So I don't know. The market likes to flip-flop. Here's why it's tough for retail traders. So we had a sell-off day. Then we had a sell the spike overnight, sell the green futures, right? And we ended up at the worst point on Wednesday. What was it? 404 and change, right? I even thought we closed around 406. We didn't. We saw it after hours based on earnings. And then Thursday, what do? They buy the freaking market. There's no dips at all yesterday. No dips at all. So me being a bear, I must have got crushed yesterday. It must have been a freaking horrible day for me. No, I just didn't ride the call side up. Let's remember, going into yesterday, I said I was a little disappointed with my trading on Wednesday because I thought the market would flip around and I was expecting a bit of a bull run, right? So I was in the $407.50 calls that expired today, Friday, right? I was in an average of $132. I was in for 11 contracts. They went down to $83. Yesterday, when we opened and I was green, what did I do? I sold most of them at 5-6%. I was up $55. I let one run all the way to $1.51. As the SPY went up to 412, 412.50, those contracts were worth over $500 a contract. Again, I loaded up as it was going down all the way to 83. My average was 132. So at one point when it was at 83, I'm down 33%, right? So when I'm green yesterday morning, and again, the market told us big sell-off on Tuesday, right? Wednesday, gapped up. What did they do? Sold the market. What did I expect to happen yesterday? Gapped up. Thought we'd spike. I'd get out with profit. They would sell off the market. They did not. The big money kept buying the market, buying the market. The algorithms are saying the market should be down here. The market price is up here. So what's likely to happen today? We'll get to it, but understand we had sell-off Tuesday, spike higher, then sell off Wednesday, and just rip it to shit on Thursday higher. Were there some short covering? Probably. But I mean, earnings are beating. So earnings are beating. Everybody should be excited, right? Earnings are ripping higher. But year over year, earnings are down 20%. So I think we're in a bull run. Man, I would be damn cautious and I would be picking stocks because there are stocks that continuously go lower. Now, let's mention two stocks that I've been talking about for a couple of days because I said when Goldman Sachs finally turns around and they stop buying Goldman Sachs is going to go down. I said when they continue to buy Alibaba is going to go up. So let's talk about my trades from yesterday because the market was ripping higher and I was a bear. Let's look at it on Discord. Can I do that? We'll share with everybody. So first of all, these are my insights. So what did I do yesterday? 16 updates throughout the day. 16 updates, chart, important levels. We're talking about important levels. Again, where we're sitting, bull case scenario, bear case scenario, 411.15 confirmed. I finally saw the first sign of rejection around 411.15. Swear, 411.15, first sign of rejection. Did it matter? No, we ripped higher, right? After hours mover. So what do we got? Earnings right here. We've got Snap down 22%. I saw it down as much as 25%. It's probably down about 16% now. Again, Netfair, or Cloudflare, which is net. D-Dog, which is ripping up 8%, is down 3.5%. So understand, net reported badly. D-Dog hasn't reported yet. Amazon did report. Amazon was up 10% after hours. And then what happened to Amazon? Amazon shot down. So Why did Amazon shoot down? Because their AWS earnings and forecasting down. That's their cloud service. That's why you see DDOG go from plus 9% to minus 3%. Let's just look where DDOG is this morning. There are two stocks I'm looking to trade today. One of them is Google, and the other one's probably going to be Datadog. So just wanted to see what's going on pre-market. Again, DDOG tends to trade between like 63 and maybe the high side $72. So that's what I've got in effect for DDOG. All right. So what else we were mentioning, right? Back to Discord. Yeah, because I'm going to mention my trades. That's what I was trying to get into, right? My trades from yesterday. So, all right, here we go. DDOG, right? I was in at $21 right before the market closed. Again, I didn't have to trade yesterday. I was just waiting. And how did I get into this DDOG? Well, I was mentioning 3 positions that I was looking to get into. DraftKings, T-Doc puts, or Costco puts. I wasn't sure I was going to play one of them. I ended up grabbing the DraftKings. DraftKings is down where it was down. Let's see where we are now. I mean, anything happens in a couple of minutes pre-market because stocks can easily be manipulated. Okay, it's back to even. It was at $20.60. I was pretty excited. I was going to clear out right here with like 70% profit on open, but I guess I'll be holding. With that said, prior to that, what was I talking about? Geez, so many. There was right. Caterpillar put, right? This went down to almost nothing. I think it went down to 20 cents by the end of the day. The market was so strong. What do? Take profit, 46%. Oh, I was in these great Netflix puts, but I didn't think I wanted to use a day trade on it, right? They were bought them. They're risky. Up 54%. What happened? I took a loss on Netflix puts yesterday because the market was skyrocketing. So at that time, I knew the market was going to go up, right? SPY calls 241. They went all the way up. These are the ones I had at $1.32. 305, 319. Oh, American Express calls, right? What did I take? 6%. Right here, they were up 75%. I gave the in at $2. So again, my problem is I just damn paper hand things. I can't help it. I write down my issues. My issues are FOMO, meaning I have the fear of missing out. So I enter into trades without giving it a complete strategy sometimes. Everything is against my rules, right? So what am I going to do to cut out FOMO? First off, I'm not trading anymore before 10:30 a.m. because that's when I get into my worst positions. And sometimes here's what could happen to you. You get into, let's just say, a bearish position. Let's say yesterday you get into a put of anything and it's going against you. And then you average down at 10:30 and then you average down at 11:30. Guess what? You're now a bear in the market. You're holding 3 contracts. You're not killing your account. But the point is, you're like, I know the market's going to flip any second because you think your other position can't get any worse. Oh, it can't get any worse. So then you start buying SPY puts or Russell puts or something. The market goes up higher. Now your account is getting crushed and you're averaging down on everything and everything looks like shit. Okay? The point is money management. What are you supposed to do? Well, you're not supposed to lock yourself into a bearish or a bullish position based on one position. Somebody asked me what positions I had like 2 days ago. The market was fluctuating. I was in 4 bullish positions and 2 bearish positions. There were 2 stocks, Alibaba, and I think it was Costco at the time. Yeah, I had Costco put that I crushed it, and I still didn't hold Costco put long enough. Early in the week, didn't hold the Netflix put long enough. So with that said, my other problem is I paper hand things. I read, I think it was, I don't remember the article, it might have been Bloomberg, but they basically said that option traders, us retail traders, make most of the money within the first 15 minutes. Now, for me, that's not necessarily true. I tend to start out a trade down because I get FOMO and too anxious to get in. So again, work on my FOMO, work on holding my positions longer, okay? Understand that if I'm in a put and it goes out 2 weeks, I bought it to go out 2 weeks for a reason to be correct. Okay, let's see Intel, because there are a couple stocks I want to mention this morning. Someone mentioned Intel getting shorted. Where do you think they can go today? Let me tell you why Intel's getting shorted. Intel came out with earnings, and they had their worst quarter ever. Their worst profit ever. Profit loss ever, okay? And what was it up? It was up like, 4%, 5% pre-market? Where's Intel? 6% pre-market and pushing higher. Now, again, I would be very cautious of Intel. If you follow Intel like family, then I think you know what to do. You should say Intel's probably going down. If I don't know Intel and I'm just going off the numbers that I read, okay, I would have to think Intel. I just don't want to play it. I mean, I don't know Intel know it well enough. I know that Remember, it rode up from 28 to 32, and I said 32 is kind of the max. Should go back to 27. We didn't necessarily get to 27, but I had 4 days of outflow as the market was getting hit from 32 back. So, I mean, if you follow Intel like family, you know, again, I follow more NVIDIA. I follow more AMD. I struck Micron because I don't follow Micron. And again, Micron can go up 2%. The rest of the chip makers are down 2%. I'm like, what? And then I see vice versa. So again, pick a chip maker that you like. Follow it by like family. Yeah, gold has been range bound over the last week. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah, so I mean, you could do that on gold. You could do that. Let me just look at silver because I was actually looking at silver. I saw a bunch of options come across the table yesterday on silver. That was bullish. I was thinking, you know, gold and silver might have a drawback. So again, I didn't get involved, but it's on my watch list. All right, so what else is on my watch list? Let's talk about what other option positions are on my watch list. Got the DraftKings, got the T-Doc, got the Costco puts, got Netflix, have Caterpillar, SPY calls, American Express calls. I've got some Riot calls and puts because I'm not sure which direction to play. So what do? I use my watch list to help me. So then I can open up various option positions, right? 10, 12, 14. And then I look at the trading of the option position. Then I look at the underlying issue, the stock itself. And then I make a prediction based on that. I'll see as we do with the S&P. All right, let's just talk about the S&P. So let's remove this from the screen. Let's bring up the S&P or the SPY specifically. I rather analyze SPY. Okay, so we're sitting at 411 pre-market. Let's go back to the 5-minute. Let's see if that helps us any bit. All right, 411 pre-market. We're still up here. So we're still above all of the volumes. Even with the drawback from yesterday, what would that suggest happening? Okay, well, you got two theories out there. Oh, shit, I thought everybody was looking at it with me. Oh, I apologize. I never added to the stream. Okay, so let's look at it together real quick, and then I'll give you my two possible theories, okay? So we were range trading. Let's go back to the 4-hour so I can show you guys. For a number of weeks, we hit the high of 415, right? And I guess we can go back all the way to February, right? 415 and a half. And then we were trading right between the 408 range. Then we hit the other day. We went down to 404. So you take it back to 404. Where am I going? I'm looking over at February as well. So you're looking over here, 404, 405. Okay, we bounced higher. But then, of course, we ended up dropping, okay? Remember, history tends to repeat itself. So we're seeing something similar except in a reverse course. So what do we have a possibility of doing right now? Again, if I'm going to give my bull case scenario, before I see rejection, based on yesterday's movement, based on yesterday's volume, I would say if I want to say bull case, I want to say 415 until you find rejection. You're going to find rejection right at 415. I'm going to look at the ghost zones. So I had Discord pulled up before, but now I'm just going to pull up. Oh, I hope I have it. I probably deleted it. Shit. All right. Well, I'll just tell you guys about it, and you'll just have to trust me there. So I'm going over to Discord. Unfortunately, I just can't share two screens at the same time. I'm going to go to the Flow and Algos room. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom here. Bum. There was Google because I was looking at the Qs, Google, and I was looking at the SPY. So dark pool levels for the SPY. 415.40 has under $1 billion. So, you know, this is pretty important. I'm probably just going to share it with you. I'm sorry. Just give me a second. Let me stop sharing my screen. Present. Everybody should see this. You understand what I'm talking about. It's not really fair to talk about it and not have it on my screen. All right. Add to screen. All right, great. So we're talking about the SPY and the SPY ranges. So how do I use the dark pool level? People asked me today in Webull when I made a posting, how do I use the dark pool level? So if you're looking at it with me, I look at this level right here, 412.96, and I see that's the largest level. Now, again, the dark pool are trades that happen off market. So if you're saying, well, I don't even understand what the hell he's talking about, off market means, say you were to sell your house, but you don't want to list it so that everybody knows it's for sale. It's an off market. It's a pocket listing. Someone can still buy your house. It's the same thing. I own Tesla. I want to sell Tesla at $180 a share. I put 500,000 shares on the market. When somebody counters me and comes up with a match, we make that exchange. So yeah, I made up the number for Tesla. If I was doing the SPY, I mean, I would look where the SPY is right now, and it's at 411.34, and I'd say, okay, maybe someone's bullish and they want to buy my 500,000 shares of the SPY at 411.40. They want to give me 6 cents more. It doesn't mean I have to sell it under the price. It means if I was selling on the market, you could totally manipulate stock prices. if you're selling a stock and you have millions of shares and the daily volume is only a few million, you can't obviously sell onto the market, supply and demand. You'd crush the price, and in doing so, you would crush your own value. As it's going down, you're selling into it going down. It'd be a free fall. So a lot happens off market. Yeah, Carlos had to take a trip someplace today. Whatever. Don't let me get sidetracked there because I will. All right, so SPY, dark pool levels, right? Pull that back up. Where are we here? That's close enough. SPY, dark pool levels, 412.96. Well, Matt, we're above that. We closed under that yesterday. Okay, so my first rejection, if we go up this morning, which is likely, markets get bought up in the morning, I'd be looking at 413. If 413 acts as rejection, I'm going to follow that number for a little while, till 10:30, before I do any trading. If I see we can't make it past 413, and I told you this yesterday, this is how we guessed 412 on the high side yesterday, because I guessed 408, 407.50 on the low side. So if we get to the high side of 413, say to me, Matt, where else can we go? Well, if we can't break 413, even if we trade a narrow day, you would see 410, possibly 409.50. Let's say 414.18 is the top, the next level, right? 414.18. We get to 414.18 and we reject. And we reject twice. And then the market starts selling off. Where's your lower level going to be? Yeah, we're going to break through all these levels. And I would say, okay, we're going to go down about 4 points. So I'm going to look at 410.52 right here. Here's a good level of SPY. 411.74. So again, as we break these levels, and you can use them to your advantage, days like yesterday, okay? Days like yesterday where I wanted to be a bear, there was no way. As we broke each of the levels, I'm like, oh shit, 409's in sight. I still want to be a bear. I'm hoping the market rejects. It did not reject. I wasn't losing any money. I just wasn't in positions. I said, shit, 410. Oh my God, if we hit 410, we're going to 411. And if we go to 411, we're going to 411.88. And there was no stopping the market yesterday. I kept looking for any type of volume. I saw a little rejection at 411.15. So the fact that I mentioned 411.15, what did I just talk about on Discord? Let's see where the SPY level is. I don't know that there's one right there. 411.74. I wonder where it was yesterday. I'm betting it was probably 411.17, 411.15, because that's where the rejection happened. So anyway, that's how I use that. So what else did I put up today? Well, I'm also using Google. Why? Because I think I want to trade Google today. All right. The Qs have been moving. All right. Google came back. It wasn't fabulous. Google was moving more off Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. Let's remember, Google was struggling and down 4% before it turned positive. So I know there's going to be some resistance. So what will I do? Let me go to Google first, and I want to see where it's trading pre-market. And again, I'll follow the cues and follow the market in my watch list. So let's see where Google is. Boom, boom. It is probably even, right? Even? Close to even? Oh, it just was. It was 108. Okay. So it's basically 108. Down 37 cents, which is down 0.3%. So why did I look up the cues? That's a great freaking question. TR, right? TR, TP levels, Google. Right. Let's look at Google. That's much better. Hopefully you guys are seeing this with me. You are. All right. You guys probably had a good laugh when I was looking up the cues. Okay. So I'm looking and I'm like, okay, well, how much of the dark pool levels? 220 million, 550. That's a good level. 805. Here we go. 4. Okay. So right here, there's an impacted level. Add them together. You're probably closer to 2 billion. 106.8. All right. So I really want to pay attention to this level right here, the 106 level. If Google goes down, it's probably going to find support right at $106. If we break that to the underside, then I'm looking about 60 cents each dark pool level. Meaning, if I see Google and I'm in puts and we go down to 106, I'm going to say, okay, my exit will be, and we're not bouncing, 105.40. Didn't go up from there? Okay, 104.80. I'll use the dark pool levels to stay in my position. When I'm in position and I'm trying to figure out my exit strategy, I've got it here. I'm watching the levels on the chart, and as the SPY is going up, I'm seeing on the 1 minute if there's support or rejection, if I'm on SPY calls or puts. And then that tells me. So you don't have to be actively in front of your computer. In fact, my other flaw, and I mentioned my 3 flaws were FOMO, fear of missing out, selling too early. I'm in a great position that I figured out, and I zoom in instead of zooming out because I'm in the position for a reason, because I was looking to make money. And I do this way too often. And the third one is, shit, I just forgot it. Whatever I was talking about. Holy shit. My memory's fucking going. Oh, excuse my language. What's going on, Henry? Oh, next, everybody that's joining me here, please, let's see if Romeo is going to live trade today. Then I'm going to talk about a couple stocks. I'm going to give you my bull and bear prediction. So first, let's see if Romeo, I don't know if he likes to trade on Fridays because they're Lotto Fridays. And I mentioned Lotto. So we'll actually go to the SPY prediction next. And then we'll go to what potential Lottos. I don't see he's doing any live streams today. Blah, blah, blah. JP Morgan Collar. Yeah, we list a lot of good stuff on Discord. Okay, so let's go into the SPY range for today. Okay. Let's get rid of that shit real quick. Let's just pull me up. Okay, SPY range for today. I mentioned the dark pool level of 415, 414. We know that the SPY and the market in general was bullish yesterday, right? Everything was peaking. We know things just don't go straight up or straight down. We know that the psychology was maybe, hey, the market was oversold the previous days. Earnings are beating. So maybe that's why the market ripped higher. Maybe there was some short covering. All right. You say to yourself, where did the market struggle yesterday? So I might look at that real quick and just see where I'm thinking. Okay, so we're at 411.16. Where do I think we're going? Okay, obviously they buy the dip every morning. So I know right out of the gate, the market's going to pop. If we're at 411, it's going to pop back to even. All right. Now, is that the first line of contention or resistance? 412.41. As soon as we turn 1 cent green or 2 cents green, do we reject that? Okay. So I'll be looking at VWAP, which right now we're above VWAP just because after hours we tanked. But let's remember we closed yesterday right around 412. So I'm thinking we can go right back up to 412 before we see some resistance. So again, I'm paying attention to the top line. If the top line is 412.69, where the high of the day is yesterday, that would be real good for me to tell me the market really wants to reject 412.69, 412.70. If I see the market reject 412.70, even on a narrow 3-point day, and that's the top, 412.70, then I know the bottom has to be 409.70, even on a narrow day. So I can say, okay, I know we're going under 410. It's not like necessarily I knew we were going under 410, but if I know the top is in, or if I know the bottom is in, and I understand how the SPY trades, that's how I'm going to come up with my strategy. So again, we were taught buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. We have seen them not buy the dip 5 times. Yesterday makes up for the day before. Again, my bad yesterday. I should have held those damn SPY calls, and I wouldn't have had to trade it all yesterday. And those, what was it? About $1,400 worth of position was going to be worth, what, about $5,700? Yeah, would have crushed it. All right, anyway, let's get into Lotto Fridays because we got it out right now. So what am I looking for? Again, SPY 411. I'm going to look for rejection. When I see rejection, I do think we'll drop 2-3 points. So that's what, thank goodness I didn't trade that way yesterday. But again, that's my plan for today. I'm going to be a little more risky right there. But looking at stocks. So I've got top on there. It's a stock only. This stock TOP went all the way up to $260. I made a posting on Discord. Sell at 260. Shit's down at $92 now. So imagine going in and you're one of those people buying at 211, 213, 230, and it's at $94. You're like, I'm going to hold on. It's going to spike again. Yeah, good luck holding on. You're down half of your position already. Google. So yeah, again, Google spiking. I'm going to wait for the market to reject. When the market rejects, I'm getting into Google puts. That's my strategy today. What about the SPY? You were speaking of the SPY. Well, the SPY has smaller dark pool levels. So as we reject one, we could bounce really quick. We could trade a narrow zone. Even if we go from 413 back to 410, we could trade from 413 to 412 for a long time. You're losing IV. You're getting IV crushed. We could trade between 411, 412 for a long time before we finally make it to 410. So again, I'm going to look at Google puts. That's just me today. That's what I'm looking. I wonder when Apple earnings are. Does anybody know when Apple earnings are? If you do, please just comment on the side. Snap is down 18%. Pinterest is down 11%. These are all different plays you can make today. These just came off earnings. So understand the IVs are going to be reduced. Now, within the first 10 minutes of the morning, the IVs are still going to be there because these stocks are going to be bouncing around. But if you wait till 10:30 a.m., like I'm planning to do, these stocks are off or down off of earnings, missed earnings, earnings beat. So again, I'm looking at Google just because that's a pure interest of mine. Then Intel had its worst quarter ever, up 6.66%, pre-market up about 3% yesterday. Does that make sense? No, I'm thinking Intel could probably spike, and then I'm buying puts on the dip. Pinterest down 11%. Pinterest down 11% usually follows Meta. Interesting. Snapchat too. Its Meta's up 15, 16%. Snapchat's down 17%. So maybe Meta is either overstaken or they'll buy back these two. So either I expect Meta to come down or expect Pinterest and Snapchat to be bought up and head back up. Again, it'll depend on the market. Netfair, NET. Remember, net was down only 16%, went from 16% to 28%. So if today is a red day, guess what? Net will drop down to 28, 29%. If they start selling the market and today is bearish, things are going to get worse for net by another 6%. What would I do? I would get into some 0 days till expiration puts. Same is true. If the market gets bought up and they start buying net back and it goes from negative 23% to 16%. So I'm looking at two things. Once the IV settles down, I happen to think net's going to move 6% from where it's at down 22% in either direction. So when the IVs are down, I'll go right here. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. I wonder if I can do that. Where are we at? 46 pre-market. So IVs are down. I'm predicting a 6% move. Let's just go bullish. Oh, you can't see it because the prices aren't updated. But I'd probably be looking at like $48. It'll open at 46, go to 45, 44. I'd probably look at the $48 calls and hope to get them really cheap. The same. If we pop on open, right? If we pop, you're at 46. All of a sudden, you're at 50 again real quick. I might get into some really cheap $46 puts because that's where we are pre-market. So again, nothing's decided, but I'll make a list of exactly what I'm looking at. At open, I add them to my watch list so I understand what the price of these options are, and then I'm following the options for a full hour and 30 minutes before I even make a trade. So I'm watching these options and I'm going, okay, if this jumps down there and I see a bit of support, net could go back up 6%. It can only be down, 12% on the day. I mean, right now it's down 23. So 23 add 6 the other way, 29%. Okay, so I use my net example. D-Dog is the same. Again, D-Dog was popping 10% after hours. Pre-market is down 3%. So D-Dog hasn't even given earnings out. I think they either give earnings next week. So D-Dog could be a play. Watch what happens to net today, okay? Watch what happens to Amazon today because they're AWS, all right? Say you see a downturn, then you say to yourself, okay, D-Dog's probably going to miss earnings. I will buy some puts out till next Friday. There's a strategy right there. Say they buy back these companies. Net gets bought back. It's only down 16, 17%. Say Amazon ends up the day 2, 3, 4% up higher, right? And then I would say to myself, okay, D-Dog, it's probably going to explode next week when it has earnings. I would take some call sides. So again, have two strategies, but I'm looking at D-Dog. I'm looking at net. I'm looking at Snap and Pinterest just to tell me. I'm looking at Intel because I would expect them to sell a spike. I'm looking at Google because I expect it to go down a little more. I've got the SPY on my list. And that's about it for right now. Again, I've got Costco puts on my list. But Costco, I don't really do anything pre-market. All right, with that said, I'm heading over to Discord. We'll do a morning video there. I'm going to talk about a couple more lotto plays on the cheaper side. And again, lotto plays. I didn't even get a chance to talk about this today. I bought 4 contracts yesterday at $24. I bought 8 contracts at $22. Lottery plays for me are like $100, $170. When you see people on Twitter or other platforms, they're like, I returned $174,000 today, and they bought all those contracts that expire on that date. That's a freaking lottery. That's someone that's throwing 10, 15, 20,000 out the window like, yo, I'm going to be right. It's either up or down. Flip that freaking coin. Yes, up, like I said. Now, people could do that. They use their analytics. Me, too freaking risky, okay? Again, market's here to fool you. It's here to take your money. So please, secure profit. I will see everybody soon. Lotto plays, keep them small, but they're still fun. And I'll head over to Discord now.